Hello, hello. Happy Sunday, everyone. If you're tuning in for the very first time, my name is Kim Dent. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I've been a demonstrator for 23 years. I live in Maryland Heights, Missouri, and I love teaching stampers and crafters how to make quick, easy, and adorable greeting cards. If you found me on my YouTube channel, Stamping with Kim Dent, please say hello and let me know where you're viewing from. Also, if you'd be so kind to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you know when I upload a new video. Hello, hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning in tonight. Well, I have jumped straight from Christmas to straight into that January through April mini catalog. I did a card last week using Delightful Wishes, which I found out through a viewer. Those beautiful yellow flowers were forsythia. So if you didn't catch me last week, go back, scroll down if you're on Facebook, or if you're on YouTube, it's the last video that I did. I am in love with that one, and I decided just to jump right into bright and springy colors. I almost did a Valentine card tonight, but then I decided I ordered and it came. It's a cute little, I was calling it mushrooms, but they're toadstools. I don't know the difference. Does anybody out there know the difference between a toadstool and a mushroom? Anyway, the colors are bright and cheery, and even if you don't like toadstools or mushrooms, I hope you like, we're going to do a double gatefold card tonight. I want to remind all of you out there, whether you're on Facebook or my Facebook friends, or if you found me on YouTube, I have sent out these. This is the Celebration catalog, as well as the delightful new Mini Catalog, which is the January through April Mini Catalog. They have started arriving, I found out, here in the St. Louis area. Some of my customers have already received them. If you don't have a demonstrator, I would be happy to be yours, and I'd be happy to put both of these in the mail to you, pop them in the mail. So just leave a comment, whether it's on Facebook or YouTube, and let me know. You have to be in the US for me to be your demonstrator. So let me know, and I'd be happy to pop this in the mail to you. There's some fabulous things in there I'm very excited about. I'm going to do a Valentine card next week, and oh, so pretty. So I love the way that Stampin' Up! Can create dies and stamp sets that are perfect for any occasion, but I especially love Christmas and Valentine's. So, all right, let me sync my laptop. How is everyone? I hope y'all had a wonderful Christmas. We have not celebrated Christmas yet with our kids and our little granddaughter Vera, so I still have next Saturday, January 4th, will be our celebration here, and we get together and we have we're having Sarah's Pizza. If you're in the area or you grew up around here, that is something my kids and Rick and I enjoy. So Sarah's Pizza is on the menu, which it's kind of become a tradition. Hello, hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. All right, we're almost there. Hold on. All right. So, and those of you who wish me happy birthday, thank you so much. Rick and I had a wonderful time at the Missouri Botanical Garden Garden Glow. Just had a little moment right there. It was a great way to kick off my birthday celebration. So thank you. Thanks for remembering me. Thanks to all of you who mailed me birthday cards and Christmas cards. I appreciate all of you, and you do beautiful work. I'm so proud of all of you. So, all right, let me flip my camera down. Hello, hello. Yay. Oh, Jan, you've got yours. Julie got hers. Peggy, did you get yours? God, I got mine, I bet she means. Yay, yay. Well, let me know what you think about it. All right, here we go. Oops, that's a ceiling. There we go. I hate the glare. All right, here is the card that we're going to make tonight. It is, let's see, it's from the stamp set. I got to get the names. Terrific Toadstools. It has a coordinating punch. And like I said before, this is it's called a Double Gatefold card. It's very easy to make. Isn't it cute? I love, you know what? I'm not crazy about, I thought, what am I going to do with this? And then, so the stamp set and the punch is in the January through April mini catalog. The paper, the DSP, is a celebration offering. So let me pull that out so I can show you. It's 6 by 6, and there are so many cute patterns. Do you see, like, look at the little ladybugs on there. And what is that? Oh, that's a little acorn. So that's one. I forgot to do the flip side. This is Fresh Freesia. This is Melon Mambo. And that's some crazy pattern right there. This is the one that we're using tonight. Oh, thank you, Sandy. And look, see, even if you don't like toadstools or mushrooms, look at how pretty that is, that leafy pattern. All right. Oh, I didn't separate this out, girl. Sorry. There's a lot of it. So here's the next pattern. Rainbow mushrooms. And then this one, I hope you can tell, this is like a wood grain, which can be used for so many different, I always think masculine when I see wood grain. And then, let's see, this one, look at how fun it is. So bright and cheery. So the colors on there, it's Melon Mambo, Pumpkin Pie. That's one of my least favorites. But Melon Mambo and Pumpkin Pie, Granny Apple Green, what other, Fresh Freesia is in there. This is a cute little, tiny little pattern. There's that. And then there's that one. Little bit of Melon Mambo, Fresh Freesia, and Pumpkin Pie. Who would have thought that? And then here's the last one. I love this one. The snails and the ladybugs. Aren't they cute? And then a cute little diagonal pattern. So, oh, thanks, Sandy. I'm in love with paper. I have way too much. But I just love, I love how Stampin' Up! Puts patterns that are versatile, that even if you don't pass this up, girls. If you're like, for celebration when you're placing your orders, the mushroom toadstool thing, but look at all the other options that you get on the flip side, and the bright and cheery colors too. So, all right, and same with this card. If you're not in love with Terrific Toadstools, please keep watching, because you can learn how to make a double gatefold card. All right, I'm going to bring in the kit, which is a piece of 5.5. The card base is a 5.5 by 11 piece of Melon Mambo. And I scored it on either side, so you can see I scored it at 1 1/4 and 3 3/8. And then I flipped it around and did the same thing, 1 1/4 and 3 3/8. So that's your card base. I already scored it because I thought I wanted to spend more time explaining another technique to you. All right, here's the inside, basic white, 4 by 5 1/4. This is what I use to cut out the dies, which the dies, I'm going to show you, they're Spotlight on Nature. This is Melon Mambo, 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. Basic white, 3.5 by 3.5. And then your DSP, which is called Toadstool Gardens. And then I just want to remind you, it's a celebration offering. You need 2 of them, 1 3/4 by 5 1/4. And then you need 2 skinny pieces. They are Toadstool Gardens, 1 by 5 1/4, 2 of those. And then you need, oh, I just realized something. You need a piece of 1 inch by 10 inches, and this is your belly band. Did it? Oh yeah, it slipped out. Here it is. This piece, we're gonna stamp and punch this little mushroom topper. So this is 1 1/4 by 3 3 3/4. And the reason that I made it so long was I like to have a little handle. And I'll show you when we're doing it, when we're making it. I like to have a little handle to stamp, and then I can insert it. I don't have to fumble around so much. So that's why it's a little bit longer. All right. Okay, that's your kit. So let's get started. I'm going to bring my camera down. One day, girls, I'm going to have some fancy lighting in here. You won't see all the shadows. All right. Oh, let's see. One more thing. This is my website. I forgot to say this last time. This is my website. If you are looking to find out more about me, when I hold in-person classes here in Maryland Heights, Missouri, that's on my website. Placing an order, if you're interested in joining my team, you would do all of that here at kimdent.stampinup.net. This is my host code that'll go from now till the end of January. So if you're placing an order that's $149.99 or less, please use this code. If you're placing a large order, 150 or more, don't use that code. So here we go. I'm going to bring in my bone folder. Let's see. And have you started? I know I have a couple of ladies, they were telling me how they're already started on their Valentine cards. So did you see how I did that? I folded this one in, and then this one goes on top like that, back. And then in, and then fold back. And this will relax a little bit after we use the bone folder on it. It will settle down just a little bit. All right, the first thing I'm going to put on is the 2 pieces of Toadstool Gardens DSP, 1 3/4 by 5 1/4. I'm going to bring in my Stampin' Seal. Oh my goodness. See if that helps a little bit. Nope, there's that. Oh, the glare is bugging me tonight. All right. It's going to go right here, and I'm just kind of centering it on that little panel right there. Doing the same on this side. And then I'm bringing in the 1 inch by 5 1/4. And let's see. When I cut these, this is something that I like to do. I pay attention to the pattern. So I cut off the 6 by 6 piece to 5 1/4. And then I'm making sure I like to make sure that the pattern or the is going in the correct direction. So there you can see where it matches up. That. Are all of you done celebrating Christmas, or are you like me and you still have a family or some get-togethers still to go? Part of getting ready today was, oh my goodness, from making Christmas cards, this area was so filled up. I had to spend a little bit of time straightening this up before I could start stamping this afternoon. All right, let's see. Let's do the belly band next. So this, I used to try to cut and score these, and then a very talented demonstrator said, you don't need to do all that scoring. They never would come out correctly. All she does, and this is Jackie Bolhoy, she just takes the belly band and wraps it around the card. This is so much easier, girls. So wrap it, The one thing you want to be sure of is you don't want to wrap it too tightly. Otherwise, it won't slip up and down on your on your card. So when the recipient gets it, you want to be able to have it slip on and off easily. This is something, I think Roberta was my friend and team member who taught me this. Sometimes when I would make these belly bands, they would even though I was using Stamp and Seal, they would pop open. Like, I'm not sure, I guess maybe not using enough, or maybe the motion of going up and down on the opening and closing on the card. So this is something I tried, and I love this tip, Roberta. So you there's a little bit of Stampin' Seal on there and a little bit of glue. Oops, and I got a little dribble right there. Hi, Joanna. Thanks for tuning in tonight. All right. So there's our belly band. I'm going to set this down and let it dry for a second. But I love that tip. I feel like that's really going to be secure and it's not going to break open once the recipient, my friend, receives it. It's not going to pop open. All right, here's something that, let's see, I want to start with showing you Spotlight on Nature dies. I knew when I was creating this card that I wanted a circle, and I almost used, there's a set of dies called Round We Go, but then I love it when they nest. So there's, you've got the white layer and then the Melon Mambo layer. I think it just makes it look complete. So two different dies, and I'm going to show you Spotlight on Nature. These are in the annual catalog. They're fantastic. So you get this, here's how they nest. And they've got different patterns. So this is like dots and dashes. You can see I've been cutting with this. And then this is like, this reminds me of radiating stitch dies. So there are, and then my favorite one is this eyelet. This is my favorite one. It reminds me of eyelet. So there's 4 of them with this pattern. And then is there 4 with, there's 1, 2, 3. I should try to count this one. Oh yeah, 4 with this pattern. And then with the radiating pattern. So that's how they go. There are 12 in the set. So 3 kind of different patterns. These are so good. So good. They add just a little bit of pop. So what I did, this is what I wanted to share with you. When I was creating this card, I wanted to use this one as the one that the base of it, where we're going to put the toadstools. And I couldn't decide if I should stamp first and then cut out, or cut out and then stamp. And after I did it a couple of times, I don't think it makes a difference. This part right here, I was having a hard time getting it down low enough. So if you decide to stamp first, you would and you'd miss a little part like that. This is why it's so nice to have the Stampin' Right markers. You would just take it and fill in that little bit of white where it missed right there. But tonight, I cut out first, and then I'm going to bring in, I forgot to say the ink colors. So we're using Basic Beige, Calypso Coral, Melon Mambo, Granny Apple Green, and Peach Pie. And so I'm going to bring in the Granny Apple Green. So I've cut this out. And where's my little grassy area? The one thing, it does help if you've got a nice juicy ink pad. I will recommend that, because what happens, I don't think I completed my sentence. What happens is, if it's not nice and juicy, it ends up like the stamp doesn't hit all the way, or it doesn't fill in completely. So that's where I was debating, should I stamp first and then cut, or cut and stamp first? But this, I think, is the easiest way. Oh, see, I did it again. There's just that tiny little bit right there. All right, bring in the Granny Apple Green marker. All done with Christmas. Ah. I will admit something. I still have presents to wrap. If you know me, you're not surprised. There. It'll dry and it'll blend right in. So there's our little grassy knoll. And now the technique I'm going to show you is I am masking with tonight's project. So Stampin' Up has masking paper. Comes like this. It's like 5 by 7. You get 12 sheets. It's not very expensive. And what you do is I stamped on, let's see, what side did I stamp on? Stamp on this side, and then what you want to do is here, I'll show you. You stamp on it and then you cut it out. And the reason that we're doing that is because when you want, like I didn't want the stems of the toadstools to be hanging up in the air. So when you make a mask like this, you want to take your scissors, stamp on it, and then when you're making a mask, let's see, let me do it like this. You want to cut, I always recommend cutting like right inside the line, just a hair inside the pattern or the stamped image. And the reason you do that is because, like with this card, we want those toadstools the stems to look like they're coming out from the ground, and like this prevents it from, here, I'll show you. When I stamp it, after you stamp it and you cut it out, you're going to lay this on top of the area like that. Did I get it on there right? Yep. And then when I stamp, it's going to look like the grass is in front and the toadstools are kind of like they're either behind it or coming up from the ground. So I hope you can see this. I'm going to go this one in the middle, and see I'm going on top of that masking paper. And then my little bitty mushroom is over here to the side. So I'm stamping on top of that mask. And then the last one is, this one I did in Peach Pie. So the colors on the DSP, it doesn't on the back of it, which, there's variations of color, but it mentioned on the back early espresso, but this color to me looked more like a gray granite, but when I stamped the gray granite, it seemed like it was really dark. So that's where I went to basic beige. So it coordinates. And then this one, I just wanted to add a little bit more pop of color. So that's where I went peach pie with this one instead of pumpkin pie. Peach pie is probably, out of all the Stampin' Up! Colors, it's one of my least favorites. So I think you can see, like there's where I stamped on top of the masking paper. When I pull this off, see how it looks like the stems are coming, they're kind of behind it. So now all I have to do, I'm going to close this up, and I'm going to bring in Calypso Coral, which I think is a pretty version of pumpkin pie. See, get the stamp going the right way. So the stamp matches up with the stems. Isn't that cute? All right. Okay, now I'm going to get that little baby one. That one is adorable. And I realized, see this little stamp? I took it, which I think it can be, as a toadstool topper. But I looked on Pinterest, and this can also be used as a two-step for this little ladybug. So if you want the ladybug to have spots, Stamp this one in the lighter color, the body of it, and then stamp this one in the darker color. So it could be the spots for the ladybug wings. So, but I think it looks okay. It's like a little squatty mushroom. All right, now we're gonna bring in, this is the mushroom topper that I chose, and we're gonna bring in that little 1 1/4 by 3 3/4. Set that to the side. And I'm going to stamp it on this end. And this is something I always tell my stampers who come to class. When you're stamping with photopolymer, this is a fantastic, it's photopolymer. It's, they stamp great, but you have to have either a hard base, like I've got my glass mat underneath, to get the best image, either that or one of our pierce mats underneath. So a lot of times I'll have people say, you know, it doesn't look right, or it didn't stamp completely, and it's because they're stamping on like a soft table that might have some padding, and so that stamp just sinks into it. So if you've got a nice hard base that you're stamping into, or a pierce mat, that's when you're going to get your best image. All right, now to bring in the little toadstool, here's the coordinating punch. So you can see it does the large mushroom, and then that's a stem. When I punch, I always flip it over so I know where I'm going with my stamped image. Oops, and I got to go the other way. Let's see, flip this around. So see where my little handle comes in handy? And I can line it up. Now they've told us, I don't know where I've seen this. I don't know where I've seen it, but I think I read it in the Mini Catalog. The images are larger than the actual punch, and that's because they didn't want it to have like a white border on it. Sometimes our punches, there'll be a little white border on these mushrooms. The stamp, there you can see how the image is larger, and I punched into it, so there's no white on it. And I like that. Okay, we're gonna bring in so if you don't know how to mask, I hope if you have any questions, I kind of went through it quickly. If you have questions or you would like more information about that, just send me a line. And here we go. This is what I'm missing. All right. Oh, kind of got we're going to cover up that poor little, there we go. Covered up one of them. There you go. And then this gets glued down to the second Melon Mambo. Right in the center like that. And then I can I'm going to bring in my belly band. So I like to cover up the seam. So I'm going to take and put adhesive on the belly band. I'm going to add a little bit of glue too. Put this right in the center. And then I'm going to bring in these. You can tell, look, Glossy Dots assortment. These are in the annual catalog, and I was looking for something that was Melon Mambo. So I think these are like $8, maybe $8.50. And I'm going to bring in my Take Your Pick tool. And I like to use, here, let me use the other side. I like to use 3 or odd numbers. 1. And 1 up here. All right. I was messing with it, and then I decided that I could use a little bit of Wink Estella, but with this, you have to be careful when you're using Wink Estella, especially on like bold, bright ink like this. If I would go all, like I'd like to, go all over it, but if I did that, it would bleed. So I just decided I'm using a little bit of Wink of Stella on all of the white spots, and I'm going to bring that down here. I mean, if you don't mind the color, like sometimes I've used Wink of Stella, you could almost like use it as a, to paint, kind of like it could be sparkly if you wanted it to be pink, those lines to be pink, but for tonight, we're just doing, we're filling in those little white spots right there. Ta-da! All right, and then the last thing that we're going to do, I think, is we're going to stamp on the inside. This is your 4 by 5 1/4 piece. And this says, "Popping up to say hi." I love the font on it. I love different fonts. Ta-da. All right. On my sample, which I'm not gonna do it on this one, but I want to show you, I just went crazy. Look. So I really did as much on the inside of the card as the outside. And then I also went crazy on the envelope. So there you go. There's that. And then look at how sweet. Isn't that? Like, I'm not a toadstool person, but I think I'm becoming one. I just think, oh, this is so bright and cheery. So it's kind of fun and kind of funky. And yeah, I can see just mailing this out just to cheer a friend up. So I hope you like it. The Double Gatefold card. Let me flip this around. All right. Happy New Year, everyone. I hope you have a wonderful week. Like I said before, if you don't have a demonstrator, I would be happy to be yours. I also, if you're interested in attending one of my in-person classes, the next classes are Friday, January 9th and Saturday, the 10th. So I have plenty of spaces. The Friday night class is at 6 p.m. The Saturday morning class is at 9 a.m. And then the Saturday afternoon class is at 1 p.m. So the first time you come, you're absolutely free. And then after that, for 5 cards, the class fee is $15. So give me a call or leave me a message. I'd be happy to have you join us at my classes. So have a wonderful week. Happy New Year and God's blessings. Bye-bye.